What is going on? It's Lit Book Reviews is here to do yet another. And this is the podcast where we discuss all things books. And today we've got a classic for you. As always, I am Ice Spice. With me is my co-host, Sexy Red. And we're here to do another. So hype. Yeah, we got a classic today. We got one that I'm sure you've heard of. We're starting off the Farseer Trilogy by Robin Hobb. The first book is Assassin's Apprentice. And just to give you a little idea what's going on here with this book, it has got 324,867 ratings with a 4.10 out of 5-star overall. Came out back in 1995, which is indeed the year that I was born. So
95.
Here we are, the year that the Braves won the World Series, the last
Great
time
year.
until 21 came around. But anyway, just to give you guys some context as to what was going on when this book came out. The Braves won the World Series. So here we are, Assassin's Apprentice. Let's just go right into it. We'll talk non-spoiler and then spoil it up. I gave this book a 3, brother. So I was below the average. As always, I was below the average. This is nothing new for your boy. What did you rate this?
I gave it a 4. I think my review, I gave it a 3.7 out of 5. More specifically, it's about a 7.
Okay. Fair.
7.12
Okay.
for me. I don't know. That's what it is. 7.4. It might be a little high actually. I might need to bump that down to about a 3.6. Yeah, I'll stick with it. Sorry.
I mean, big decisions here.
Almost had a connection. That 10th, dude. For my 2 followers that I have on Goodreads, I know they care. I know.
So you gave it about a 4. I gave it about a 3. So if you haven't read this book, I'll just give you a quick snippet. In a faraway land where members of the royal family are named for the virtues they embody, one young boy will become a walking enigma. Born on the wrong side of the sheets, Fitz, son of chivalry Farseer, is a royal bastard cast out into the world friendless and lonely. Only his magical link with animals, the old art known as the wit, gives him solace and companionship. But the wit, if used too often, is a perilous magic, and one abhorred by the nobility. So when Fitz is finally adopted into the royal household, he must give up his old ways and embrace a new life of weaponry, scribing courtly manners, and how to kill a man secretly as he trains to become a royal assassin. So that's what you've got going on, and I mean, it's kind of misleading, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like, dude, I do not remember this. I know we read this when we were going over our matchup stuff, but it does feel like completely different now that I've read the book.
Yeah, I mean, and we'll save some of it for spoilers, but it's a little oversold as far as, how much some of this stuff is really present in this first tier book. So yeah, I mean, to go into why we rated it what we did, I mean, 3 out of 5, I obviously still appreciated it, and it had its moments, especially towards the end. I thought the end was cool. But this book was kind of boring for me, to be honest. What do you?
I just realized
you having an epiphany over there?
Farseer. Yeah, dude. It's called the Farseer Trilogy.
Yeah.
I don't. I feel like I can't even say it yet. We'll have to wait till spoilers. Dude, am I an idiot or is that because of what the wit is? Yeah, but why are they? It has nothing to do with, you don't think, with the thing? I
mean, it might. There is something that I do want to discuss in that regard.
Maybe seeing Var?
I think. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about that in spoilers. But
okay.
I mean, it was just kind of boring for me, man. It's like he's young. Throughout the majority of the story, he's very young at the beginning. I mean, he's, I think, 9 or some crap. 12 maybe.
He's young.
So, I mean, there's not a whole lot that can go on. But again, I mean, I thought the character work was pretty good. World building was almost nothing for me. But the writing is really good.
Story driven. Yeah, it
was a casual
this is not a
read,
world
man.
building.
It was like
this is
no pressure, like low stakes, casual read. Like I didn't hate it, but I wasn't on the edge of my seat kind of thing.
This is like one that, like, this book to me is like what you'd read to your son at night. Maybe not like all of it, but that's what it feels. It feels like a bedtime story. It's like, all right, let's just pick up and see where we're at in the old Assassin's Apprentice. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's low stakes. It's a slow burn. It's super story plot driven. And then, it's in first person. So it's like Fitz, the main character, like kind of recalling his life, almost journal entry-esque.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is not the, I mean, I guess there's a slight twist at the end, but, this is not the, I gotcha, Brandon Sanderson, Sandra Lynch.
Yeah, and to be completely fair, like, we're coming right off of The Shadow of What Was Lost, which is, to be fair, much more like up my alley, like epic fantasy, huge, big stakes, huge implications going on left and right, which again is much more my preference. So I'm already going to be bent to like this less, and I was coming off of that book reading this. So again, I can definitely appreciate the writing, and I will say this above all else, I do see major potential for this to be a very, very good series, especially because of the end. Once you kind of like, it is a very different like delivery, like just the story in itself and like what's important and how the big moments are delivered is almost subtle, which I really like, and I can see a lot of potential for the story growing and being much more entertaining. But this first one, I feel
like I'm playing a video game.
You're
with
starting
this one
off
because I feel like everything is like just. It feels like I'm playing like Elder Scrolls, and so like I'm like doing this one mission, and so it's cool in the moment. But like you said, it's not super super high stakes. You can see where they'll probably build on it, but it's just like, all right, I'm going along this story path now, and it's interesting, but it's not crazy. Like nothing crazy is happening. Like I honestly, I kind of do appreciate the style of it because it didn't feel stressful at all reading this book. So, I mean, it was just like a chill, like, I don't know. I've never really read anything like this either, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like
this tone.
Like, to again reiterate that it's very story driven and like character driven. The stuff that you're like, that I just read in that snippet, like a lot of the stuff that's represented in that you think is going to be the majority of the story, a lot of that happens off page, and you just get like a reference to it, like, oh, this happened like a few months ago, and you're like, wait, what? Did he just level up like off screen and I just didn't see it happen? But again, that's not necessarily a knock. It's just very story and character driven. Which again, it's good. I still gave it a 3, and I think your 3.6 or 7 is very fair. But definitely, again,
this is just about Fitz.
Read.
This whole book, dude, is literally just about watching Fitz grow up to get to a point, to a certain point. And then you can tell the net, like I can see, like you said, to where this world, like because this is the Farseer Trilogy, and then what is it? The Realm of the Elderlings, I think is what it's called, maybe, or something like that. Like the whole series universe. So I can see where she's just gonna, in a way, dude, it is kind of the way to do it, to where it's like, all right, we're gonna focus on these people over here, and nothing crazy is gonna happen, but we're gonna focus on them, and then we're gonna probably go over here and do some stuff with you know what I mean? Like, and then you're creating this big world where you're just getting small stories in a big world, which is kind of a, it may be, at least that's what I feel like she's gonna do. Like, you feel like that's what it's leading up to, or
for sure. And I actually, to be completely honest with you, I thought this before I did this, but I made the classic mistake that our 7 consistent viewers may be familiar with, and that I look up fan art of things from books, and I end up spoiling something for myself. And dude, I spoiled something from what I believe is the last book in this trilogy that just reinforced, like, oh, this story's going places, and I definitely need to follow up on the rest.
Why do you do this, bro? Why do you do this to yourself, man?
Because, dude, I like to see like what the collective idea of like a place or like a character, or like a scene is.
No.
Did you just do it?
Oh no, dude! I was just screwing around, bro. Looking at like
how you gonna get on me and then literally do
dude,
it?
I literally clicked on the Farseer. I'm on Goodreads over here, and I click on the Farseer Trilogy like little thing, dude, to like see the 3 books, and dude, I just see like the first like blurb of book 3, like of the like what it's about, and I'm like, well,
dude,
that's a huge like something huge, but okay.
Wow, brother.
All right, whatever.
Wow.
Whatever
well, that's the kind of stuff we do over here. But again, it's okay. I just read the first line. All right.
Did you do on the Assassin's Quest?
I just wanted to be on the same page as you. So we just both spoiled a major plot point for this entire series. But again, I still, even after knowing that, I still want to read it. I think I'm gonna have to tell you honestly what my spoiler was off when we get done with this, because it's hilarious. Anyway, what else would you say non-spoiler about this one? I feel like it's a classic and it's already stood the test of time. So like, regardless of what we say, like this book's going to be where it is.
It kind of reads like a classic though. Like Jake, our buddy Jake was saying, and I don't necessarily agree with his Lord of the Rings takes, which are crazy, dude, about how they're slow burn.
He does have takes on Lord of the Rings.
They are. It's written in. It's just written in a different style. Like it's not all about the let me. Because I think back then too, which I mean, Assassin's Apprentice, the context not so of when much.
It was written, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, people's attention spans weren't like only 6 seconds at a time because of TikTok. So, I mean, you didn't need to have like a blow 'em up scene every page, dude. There's like, I mean, this is back when A Tale of Two Cities was a banger, which, like, we can look back and see why that is. But when we're reading it, we're like, oh my gosh, dude, this is, I'm like, what is happening? Well, I mean, I couldn't even, once I figured out what was happening, I was like, oh, that was great. Like, that was a great, like.
I mean, I remember when we talked about that book on our podcast. I was discovering things that you were telling me that I did not realize occurred.
You're like, well, that's a great political device.
Well, this book was way better than I thought it was when I thought I read it.
So it's like, not that Assassin's Apprentice is even anything close to that, but, just to say, it's not like some people dying all. I mean, there's definitely like some death and action and stuff, but it really more is, I feel like, just the tale of a kid growing up. This bastard kid who like it's just what his life was like, essentially.
It's the most coming of age. It's a literal coming of age story. Yeah, like it's literally a dude's age changing. That's the story.
And I guess you probably spoiled some stuff where I'm assuming he becomes really important, but I can see where this could be a solo book where it's like maybe he's not even that important. This is just one guy's like life in the kingdom who like has a role but isn't like top dog guy, which I'm sure he does becoming really important. But anyway. It was just, a nice little story. I'm not even going to let
Oh, brother. Okay, so I guess at Idlet's book reviews overall, we would recommend it, but maybe not as like a high priority. But if you haven't read it, I could check it out. If
this could be like a good like breakup of it's almost a palate cleanser in a way. Yeah,
it's a good breakup book. If you get dumped, you should read this.
Yeah,
don't know what you meant. Oh, my bad.
That's not what I meant. We'll be coming back to this soon, probably. That's the case. Both of us.
LMAO. Yeah, so I mean, if you have read it, let us know what you think. I'd be curious to talk to someone who like loves this book because I feel like there's maybe a level of the writing or maybe something that I'm missing. Because I do think there was stuff like that I was discovering later in the book. If it's a what?
Like I wonder if this is like one of those reread series. It's like, oh, dude, the more you read it, the better it gets.
Well, I could see that if you end up loving this entire like universe of books, however many it is, I could see how coming back to this first one when things were simpler would be like a very cathartic experience. But having just read this one, I'm a little bored. But I am looking forward to the future.
Yeah.
And that's our non-spoiler thoughts. So if you haven't read this and don't want to know anything that occurs, go ahead and check out. And, we're probably actually just going to talk about the things that have already been spoiled for us in other books. So if you just don't want to know anything about this entire series, just check out now.
We're not responsible for anything that gets got.
We're not. All right, you've been warned. So to go to the thing that we're talking about, the thing that I'm talking about, or that I'm thinking, and before I forget it, I got to say it, is I feel like their whole family, like the wit runs in their family. I feel like what's his name? Not Vitality. What's his name?
Verity.
Verity. I feel like Verity has the wit, bro. I can't remember what happened, but I feel like something happened where he has the wit. Like he has the same power where he can like communicate with animals, the same as Fitz.
Oh, I thought they all could do that, or is that not?
I don't think. Wait, maybe can they all do it?
I don't know, dude. I just assumed it was just like a mental power, and it was just frowned upon to do it with animals. I thought that's why. I mean, I don't know, dude. I will, to be completely honest, I literally audibled 90% of this book. I read the last really? 4 chapters, but I mean, I kind of got into a groove with I mean, dude, it was just like it was almost like a calming, just because the guy has that accent too. And anyway, I kind of got into like a nice little groove with the audible. But I thought, what's the dude's name? I'm trying to, his boy who you thought got killed, Burrich. I thought like that was the whole deal why he was like, nah, don't do that. Quit looking at the dogs.
I mean, he definitely wasn't supposed to do it. Yeah.
Which is like, why? That's for sure. I still didn't really understand why he shouldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't get that either, but I for some reason I feel like Verity specifically can do it, and like it's a secret. And maybe you're right in that all of them that have the skill, capital S, just
beneath them.
Maybe all of them can do it.
Oh, I guess.
But I feel like that's not right.
Not the wit. Maybe. Yeah,
wait, hold on, because the way it explains it, it's a magical link with animals. The old art known as the wit. So I feel like it's something that not everybody can do.
You're right. Because it was not. You're right. It was called the skill. Mostly when they were talking about
the power that the rest.
See, and I thought for sure like the thing. I was kind of wrong, obviously, but like Galen, I guess ended up like preventing him from really being able to do the whole mind connection thing. But I really thought it was mainly because you could only pick her. Like I thought the dog was holding him back. So it's like he can't connect because he's connected with the dog.
That would be what you would think was going on, bro. You would think that the dog was holding the protagonist back, dude. You're out here reading this book like, man, see, dogs are stupid. We shouldn't be like this with dogs, man.
Dude,
why do you make all these decisions based on a dog?
How did I rate this book higher than you, bro? And the dog is the one who's like the hero in the end. That is crazy, honestly.
Dude, that part did bring an absolute tear to my eye. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, my gosh, dude. I knew it would.
Are you kidding me, bro? That didn't make you emotional at all?
Absolutely shafted.
When he wakes up, bro, and he has the freaking teeth holes in his arm from his dog dragging him out of the freaking pool. Give me a break, dude. Honestly, give me a break. I mean, you're sick.
Bro, it didn't give me a tear, I'm going to be honest. No tears. But, I mean, it was touching. Just not tears. You know what I mean?
Oh, so you'll touch yourself to it, but you didn't cry. All right, cool.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
What was my favorite character?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of like even questions to ask to like spark conversations for this book, dude, honestly, because it was good, but it was such a slow burn that it's like, oh yeah, the thing that I found the most the most fascinating is the Fool. The Fool is like probably my favorite part, and I'm ready to see more of the Fool. And honestly, I'm a big fan of, obviously, Wit/Hoyt is like an all-time favorite. I mean, amongst anyone who's ever touched Brandon Sanderson's like literary works, but I love a good fool, wit, jester.
But a fool who clearly knows more than like everybody else.
Yeah, and who's like somehow really not human, apparently, or something. Yeah. He's like not even from the human race. And I mean, that's just a classic, dude. It makes me wonder, bro. I mean, he's kind of Wit vibes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely is.
And it's like, this came out in 1995. I'm just saying. I mean, obviously, Robin Hobb didn't invent the jester, but could we see a little inspiration, maybe? You wonder, I mean, surely Sanderson's read this book, you think?
Probably. I mean, I feel like it's super... Like it's, I mean, 300,000 ratings is no joke on Goodreads. That's like upper echelon levels for fantasy.
That really is a lot. I will say, dude, I mean, just to really bring it to a whole nother point, I didn't really see the Molly girl, freaking Nosebleed or whatever he called her in the beginning. I mean, I guess I saw it, but I mean, he kind of got savage, bro. You think that's coming back in book 2/3? His love with young Molly? Because, dude, that was the thing. I felt like there were all these little side quests going on where you're having multiple chapters where it's like, I really don't know what like the main problem is right now. And like, there really isn't one. We're just
really
journeying.
He's just growing up.
Yeah. Which is just an interesting concept.
I feel like maybe it could just end up being used as one of those kind of similar to who's that character I'm thinking of? Is it Way of Shadows, where he has one, which I guess he ends up at the end of that book going back
Doll
to
Girl.
Her, but Doll Girl, that's it. Maybe it's something like that, where it's just like a thing he thinks back on, like what if life had turned out different? But who knows? Maybe they will. Well, I can't say I care too much.
So the only thing I need explaining, which hopefully you can explain. So why did Regal do what he did? I don't understand. And he was teamed up with Galen, I'm assuming.
Yeah, him and Galen were teamed
to try
up
and poison.
Yeah, to try to get rid of Verity and that other guy, so that Regal could end up being king and marry the woman that Verity was supposed to marry in order to like fix that alliance. Because if her dad or whatever was dead, she would get all the power from her country or whatever kingdom.
Yeah, and I love how like
as power thing.
I love how as this is going on, there's just this force like in the background that's just savaging people and turning them into zombies. And we're just not really even going to address that. Like, we're always going to know that problem's looming, but this whole forged thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, clearly that's going to have to be like addressed in these other books, but it's like, it was kind of wild that it seemed like there was this definitely like bigger problem that needed to be faced. And then we're like really worried about him getting married to somebody, which I know is to set up for that. But anyway.
Right. But it kind of is like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a little breakneck, because you're exposed to that forged thing like firsthand through Fitz, and then like next thing you hear about it, like it's been going on for months, and he's like, yeah, it's kind of happening in places, and
it's crazy. It is
it's just like,
it's kind of real though that he's in the castle, so he's like, I'm not really fazed by it.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, people are getting forged out there, I heard.
It's like must suck to live outside the castle.
Yeah. Sucks to be poor.
Yeah.
There's that. And that's what I feel like, again, this whole book is just like setting up the rest of this entire series. But it is like the whole thing with Regal is like the big kind of climactic moment. And even though it seems, again, like a knock, it's really not. I kind of liked how it almost like didn't matter, and Verity handled it like immediately in a really subtle way. And so all the climax ends up just, obviously for Fitz, it's different because him and Burge got absolutely savaged and then his dog dies.
Oh, yeah.
But for like the overall plot, like the big players, because Fitz isn't a big player in this. He's like the fact that Regal,
there's like basically no consequences for him doing that is crazy.
Yeah, his brother's just like, yo, I see what you tried to do.
And that's messed up, dude.
Yeah. It's like, bro, he tried to kill you. I mean,
yeah. And it seemed like it's going to end up being a huge mistake that he does nothing about that. From what?
Well, especially after
what we accidentally read. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's going to be a
like
big
he might
mistake.
regret that. Okay, so yeah, we're going to spoil other stuff. So that line's that. But okay, but here's the other thing. Here's the other thing, though, before we even get into that. So what I looked up that messed me up, is this Assassin's Quest?
So Assassin's Quest, is the second one.
Oh, wait.
No, wait.
No, Assassin's Quest is the third
one. Assassin's Quest is the last one. A Royal Assassin.
Okay, so this picture...
Oh my gosh, dude. The first line of Royal Assassin, which I guess is not a spoiler. Have you read it? For like the blurb on Goodreads?
Let's see. Fitz has survived his first hazardous mission as a king's assassin, but is left little more than a cripple. Oh no.
Oh no. He vows to abandon his oath to King Shrewd, remaining in the distant mountains. All right, we're going to get a big switch up. That was not what I was expecting. I mean, who are the Red Ship Raiders? Like, these people are just out here really just pillaging.
Oh, it is Assassin's Quest. I'm so dumb. Okay, yeah, so this is from book 3, the picture that I'm seeing. I'm about to just show it to you on here, bro. Bro, can you see that?
Dude, this is going to be so blurry, bro. No. I'm trying to even just imagine what this is.
I'm about to send it to you, or I'm about to just text it to you. So this is, and it says Assassin's Quest in the top, so you know which book it's depicting. And just, I mean, bro, just take a look at that and tell me that.
Take a gander.
I mean, tell me how you think we're getting there by book 3. I mean, Verity's got his hand on a dragon.
Surely.
I ain't heard a single mention of no dragons in book 1. It's just like, bro, what is Robin Hobb hiding all, like, keeping all this close to the chest for? You know,
you just got dragons out there, dude. I mean, golly, dude.
So,
I will
are you pissed
say
that I just sent you that and just spoiled something major for you? Because that's
dude,
from the 3rd book. So I don't understand how Regal's becoming king in book 3 if Verity is alive and Verity has dragons too. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, I guess they are gonna level up, dude. It's not gonna be just low stakes forever, huh? That's nice.
It's looking like it's not. But dude, overall, I will say, man, that's like, I am hyped to read the rest of this series, like, for sure.
Yeah, I could see where this is one of those ones where it's like, all right, in a weird way, it's almost like a flex to like this book. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, dude, you don't really appreciate fantasy if you don't. You know what I mean? It's like one of those. Yeah. You really have to kind of dig, and like once you start talking about it more, it's like, okay, like I think I do appreciate it more. But like on the surface, it's like, wait, why is this good? But anyway, I was more saying though, the epiphany I had is like, bro, are they called the Farseers though because they can literally just talk to someone that's far away via the mind.
That makes sense, actually. That's probably where they got it from. Pretty utilitarian naming for it.
Like they can see through someone else's eyes that's far away.
Oh yeah, because Verity was looking through that other kid's eyes to see his wife or his fiance, whatever, when they were getting married. Remember that?
Mimble. Yeah. For a second, I honestly thought Verity was like kind of a bad guy at the very end because I kind of read like something incorrectly whenever Fitz like jumps into his mind and then jumps into somebody's mind and it's Galen and someone else like scheming. And then I guess you find out it's really Regal. But like I thought, because they thought Regal didn't have the power, right? He was like flexing like he didn't, or not flexing, but like acting like he didn't, right? Maybe.
I don't know.
But dude, the fact that literally Fitz didn't know that Chade was also a bastard was wild. Because he literally tells him like we, like he keeps saying like he's literally, bro, a bunch of times.
I'm so glad you brought that up, bro. When that part of the book happened, I was like, wait, what? He didn't know? I knew that from earlier.
How did I know? I knew it from him. I knew it from literally him accounting his own story. From his
POV. Yeah. Like, what?
That was wild. But I will say the Galen being and being the Queen's bastard is a whole nother level, dude. I mean, shout out to that Queen, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, that's slightly different. But, and dude, catch me if I heard this incorrectly. So did Chivalry have a child with Fitz's mom because Patience or whatever her name is, she couldn't have a kid? Did you like hear that? There was like a scene where she's talking about like, oh, you should have been mine, but maybe she was having infertility issues. So like maybe he actually wasn't even like out here being a bad guy. No, maybe he like knew he had to like actually have Patience.
Whatever his wife's name was, Patience, right? Yeah, she couldn't have a kid, but and I don't think he was trying to like have an heir. I think he just, whatever.
He wasn't Napoleon Bonaparte.
She regretted not taking Fitz in as her son. Like she obviously was mad at first and then just sent him away. And then she is basically saying like, I should have just raised you.
Okay. There really is a lot of things that were like left untied that, I mean, could easily come back to.
Yeah. Again, I am, and even the more, like, now that we've talked about it too, I am, like, looking forward to reading more from the series. But overall, we've been talking about it for 30 minutes. Anything else that you'd add to those thoughts?
Nah, that's about it, bro.
Sweet. Well, go ahead and like this, rate and review on podcast, leave a comment on the tube, and subscribe. Let us know what we should read. Let us know what you think of these books, and check out our other stuff. There might be something on there for you. There might not.
We'll see you next time. Yeah, we got a lot. Oh God.
All right, we done?
What? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Peace.